envisaging non-state actors operating outside the state authority will be regarded as terrorists.
This is the news that changes the entire game for the Southeast and every agitator holding a gun in Nigeria today. If there was any doubt, if there was any hope that the proscription of IPOB and the Eastern Security Network, ESN, might be reversed or softened, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has just erased it with a single sweeping sentence. We are looking at a complete redefinition of what it means to be an agitator in Nigeria. The headline you saw is not an exaggeration. It is the direct interpretation of the new security doctrine unveiled by the Commander-in-Chief himself. We are broadcasting the fallout from a historic presentation at the National Assembly yesterday, Friday, December 19, 2025. While presenting the 2026 budget, President Tinubu didn't just talk about numbers. He laid down a new law that effectively seals the fate of the Eastern Security Network. For years, there has been an argument that ESN is a vigilante group or a child of necessity defending their land. But the president has now classified them alongside bandits and kidnappers under one deadly umbrella: terrorists. The president stood before the joint session of the Senate and the House of Representatives and declared word for word that any armed group or gun-wielding non-state actors operating outside state authority will be regarded as terrorists. This is the key phrase: operating outside state authority. This removes any gray area. Whether you call yourself a freedom fighter, a herdsman, or a vigilante, if the state did not give you that gun, you are now officially a terrorist in the eyes of the federal government. But he didn't stop there. He specifically listed militias, armed gangs, and violent cult groups, and then he dropped the hammer that directly affects IPOB. He said groups conducting violence for political, ethnic, financial, or sectarian objectives are also classified as terrorists. That word, ethnic, is the clincher. It means that any group fighting for an ethnic cause like Biafra with arms is no longer seen as a political movement but as a terrorist enterprise. This new framework unifies the counter-terrorism measures. It means the same Super Tucano jets bombing bandits in Zamfara are now legally cleared to visit camps in the forests of Imo and Anambra with the same ferocity. This is backed by the most massive war chest we have ever seen. The president has allocated a staggering 5.41 trillion naira to the security sector in the 2026 budget. This is the largest single allocation in the entire budget. It is a war budget. He is not just talking tough. He is putting 5 trillion naira behind his words to buy the drones, the intelligence, and the boots on the ground to wipe out these groups. He told the lawmakers, "We will show no mercy." Now, let's talk about the part that will send shivers down the spines of many people living abroad. The president has expanded the terrorist designation to include the enablers. He stated clearly that financiers, money handlers, harborers, informants, and negotiators will now be treated exactly like the man holding the AK-47. This is a direct strike at the financial lifeline of groups like IPOB. We know that much of the funding for these agitations comes from the diaspora or local sympathizers. Under this new unified counter-terrorism doctrine, sending money via Western Union or crypto to support the boys is now a terrorism financing offense, punishable by the harshest sentences in our laws. The president is establishing what he calls a holistic redesign anchored on unified command. This means the days of the army doing one thing and the police doing another are over. They are coming together to hunt down every non-state actor. He said the denominator is that if you wield lethal weapons and act outside the state's authority, you are a terrorist. This is a very serious moment for the country. It seems the president is tired of the insecurity that has crippled the economy. He linked this security crackdown directly to economic growth, saying without security, investment will not thrive. So in his mind, crushing ESN and bandits is not just a security duty, it is an economic policy. I know this news is heavy, and it raises a lot of questions about human rights and the possibility of collateral damage. If you appreciate us breaking down these complex government policies into plain English for you, please do me a favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel and tells YouTube that you value this content. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please click that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We will be following how the military implements this 5.41 trillion naira budget and what it means for the security situation in your backyard. We also have to consider the timing. This comes just as the Southeast is trying to find a political solution for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. Does this terrorist hardline stance make a political release harder? If the government views his organization as a purely terrorist entity with no mercy promised, where does that leave the peace talks? It seems the president has chosen the kinetic approach, force over dialogue. The inclusion of forest-based armed collectives is another specific target. We know ESN operates largely from the forests. By specifically naming forest groups, the president is giving the green light for the military to bombard the bushes without waiting for clearance. The no mercy vow is a signal to the troops that the rules of engagement have changed. They are no longer there to disperse, they are there to eliminate. The reaction to this will be massive. Some will cheer, saying it is time high we restored order and nobody should have a gun except the police. Others will cry out that this is a declaration of war against self-determination groups. But no matter your opinion, the law has been laid down. As of this 2026 budget presentation, the line has been drawn in blood and iron. If you are not the police or the army, drop the gun or face the consequences. This is the new reality of Nigeria in December 2025. The president has spoken, the money has been approved, and the orders have been given. The question now is, what happens next in the forests?